ダメだ、思い出せねえ。なんだったんだこいつ。まあいいや。
You know that feeling when you're the strongest in the universe, but somehow no one knows about it? No? Well, today we've got a list full of characters who know exactly this feeling. Welcome back, Fanatic Tubers. Today we'll be counting down the top 10 anime where the MC is a legend, but no one knows about it. Yes, believe it or not, there are 10 anime just like that. Before we get down to the actual list, if you like these kinds of videos, consider subscribing to our channel as we release new videos just like this one all the time. And you might miss something if you're not subscribed. With that being said, lay back, get legendary, and enjoy. Number 10. Tsukimichi Moonlight Fantasy. Opening up the list, we have Tsukimichi. Tsukimichi is an isekai anime where the main character is reborn into a different world. Makoto Misumi is transferred into a world full of magic creatures because of a contract between his parents and this world's queen from long ago. Upon entering this world, he's summoned to the queen, but when she looks at him, she's utterly disgusted. She says she's never seen anyone this ugly, and sends him to the outskirts of the world where there is only a wasteland and strong magical creatures. He's extremely nervous due to the danger of every situation, but it turns out he's insanely strong. Or rather, everything else in this world is insanely weak. When he learns this, he decides that he won't be bound by the Queen's banishing, and that he'll travel this world and get out of the wastelands, where he'll meet lots of people. And that's Tsukimichi. It's, overall, a lighthearted and funny watch. That's definitely worth your time. Number 9. Akashic Records of a Bastard Magic Instructor. At number 9, we have Akashic Records of a Bastard Magic Instructor. While most anime that revolve around a school setting follow a student who wants to be the best there ever was and follow their story and struggles, Akashic Records follows Glenn Radars, a substitute teacher always ready to help out his students. At first glance, he seems like your everyday overpowered MC. But is he really? Well, both yes and no. What makes him overpowered isn't his raw magical power or abilities. What makes him great is his vast knowledge of magic and his insane creativity, while finding the easiest and most cunning way to win a fight. The students at first don't really trust the guy, but after seeing him in a few real-life situations, they'll get motivated to see what they can learn from him. Again, a lighthearted and funny anime that has some interesting thinking out-of-the-box moments. Number 8. The Misfit of the Demon King Academy. Coming up at number 8, we have the Demon Lord himself, Anos Voldegod. Anos used to be the Demon King himself. At one point in time, he was even the ruler of a huge part of the world. He's done a bunch of terrible things like finishing off gods and burning spirits and cities. And after a while, he got tired of all the warfare and offered a couple of heroes to kill him, with the idea that 1,000 years without him, the world will be a better place. The idea was for 4 worlds and races to be divided so that there were no wars. Well, fast forward to 1,000 years, he returns. However, upon seeing how this new world has turned out, he gets insanely mad. Everyone has gotten weak, and demons have mixed with humans and become even weaker than they used to. Anos himself has been gone for 1,000 years and no one knows about him, but of course, he is still the Demon King, and is insanely strong. He then decides to reform the world yet again, and this leads into some interesting events. Number 7. Blue Exorcist. Taking the 7th spot on our list is an anime called Blue Exorcist. The story follows Rin Okumura, a teenage boy who also happens to be the son of, no one really, just Satan. The deal with him, however, is that Rin is actually a pretty cool guy that was raised in a church and aspires to become an exorcist. That's why he decides to enter the True Cross Academy, where people go to become exorcists, and he soon learns that being the son of the strongest demon alive has its complications. Rin decides he'll become the strongest exorcist out there, and then he'll slay Satan himself. can imagine what Daddy thinks of this plan, and this leads into some interesting events and exchanges between the exorcists and the many demons surrounding this world. It's a short but great watch, so make sure to give it a try. Number 6. Durarara. At number 6, we get Durarara, and the MC here is Mikado Ryugamine. Throughout the course of Durarara, we follow a bunch of characters and a bunch of strong organizations, including the Yellow Scarves, the Blue Squares, and the infamous Dollars. As you can see, most organizations have names that include colors, and that's exactly what makes the Dollars so scary. They're everywhere, wearing every color, and could come out at any time. They communicate online and are a part of this crew. As the story progresses, one of the characters we follow is Mikado, and he's just this shy boy that doesn't seem to do anything significant at all. That's until it's revealed that he's the creator of the Dollars, and is basically the guy that has the most people under his flag in the whole show. No one in the show, or out of the show, knew this information. Number 5. Trigun. Splitting this list in half, as well as taking spot number 5, we have Trigun and Vash, the Stampede. Trigun is an anime with a more episodic type of plot, with different plot lines for each episode, and rarely connecting the whole thing. More like anime like Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. Here, the character that everyone seems to get wrong is Vash in Stampede. Vash has a terrible reputation filled with crimes of all sorts, including taking lives, stealing, and vandalizing. He's got a bounty of 6 million, but when we see him, he's the nicest guy who wouldn't hurt a fly. The first half of the anime seems like a funny, lighthearted adventure with no goal, but the show quickly takes a turn for the better in the middle of the anime and connects the whole story with it, all coming back to Vash. If you want to learn what he did do to deserve such a huge bounty and bad rap, you better watch it and see for yourselves. We promise, you won't be disappointed. It is a classic after all. Number 4. Noragami. Taking the spot of number 4, we have Noragami. As you know, we're talking about legends that no one knows about, and the main character of this story, Yato, is a literal god with no worshippers. If he doesn't fit onto this list, then who does, right? But having no worshippers doesn't mean he isn't insanely strong, or incredibly intimidating when he wants to. He's just really unlucky and ineffective at gaining followers, as he chooses to spend his time doing odd jobs for little to no money. Many people recommend this if you're just getting into anime, and that says a lot, as the only 2 anime people do that with are Death Note and Code Geass. And if your name is mentioned with these 2 legends that everyone knows about, you must be doing something right. I'm not going to lie and say this anime is for everyone, but the people that like it worship it almost like it's their god. So check it out, see if it's your cup of tea. But before you do that... Number 3. 7 Deadly Sins. At number 3, we have 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins is one of those anime that starts incredibly lighthearted and fun, and then quickly gets into the meat and potatoes of the problems within the world. The best part about the anime, however, is definitely its character development. Meliodas, Ban, Escanor, and King are some of the best characters in anime, and that's all thanks to the way their characters grow within the story. The show is full of magic, knights, and thieves, different powers, different races, as well as a pig. The main character, Meliodas, is a powerful demon, and son of the Demon King, who used to slay whole countries. The whole group of the Sins has an incredibly large bounty, and they're probably the most wanted bandits in history. However, no one knows what they really look like. This is because they look nothing like their wanted posters. Meliodas himself looks like a little kid, and they're all actually great people that love helping and saving their country. Again, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but for those that is, it's definitely some of the best tea they've ever tasted. Number 2. Gintama. At number 2, we have... okay, wait. Let's get this out of the way, because I can see your judgy little eyes from all the way out there. Anyone who doesn't agree that Gintoku is a legend either isn't being honest or hasn't watched Gintama whatsoever. Now, let's explain. Gintoki, the silver-haired badass, who will only take any odd job in order to survive. He looks completely ordinary at first glance. Okay, maybe even at a second or third glance too. But the point is, who was known all throughout the previous war as the White Yaksha. However, people don't really remember this, and he's forced to take on odd jobs in order to survive. This anime is considered a classic by everyone that has seen the whole thing, and it can take you from crying out of sadness to crying out of laughter, and then being on the edge of your seat because of the hype you're seeing all in a single episode. And that's Gintama. Before we reveal our top pick, if you like this video so far, make sure to click both the like and subscribe button down below, or we'll be the next legend that no one knows about. Thanks for that. And now, let's reveal the anime where the MC is a legend, but no one knows about it. Number 1. One Punch Man. And at the number 1 spot, we have the strongest hero, Saitama. There's no doubt that in everyone's mind that Saitama is a legend, but if anyone still doubts it, let's go through the facts. First, he beats everyone, no matter how strong, in a single punch. Second, he's never ever been harmed. Third, he has followers like Genos and Suiryu who wish for him to be their master. And last but not least, he's bald. Now, there's no doubt that he's not recognized by most people, being that he's only a Class C hero. This, however, doesn't stop him from living his day-to-day life and being a hero for fun. Mostly for our own fun, as he doesn't really get much amusement out of it. But still, overall, One Punch Man is an incredible anime full of some of the funniest and most epic moments in anime. It's also filled with philosophical issues, but they're brilliantly masked in the humor and plot, which makes it lighthearted even though it really tackles on some heavier issues. Definitely a must-watch. And there you go, Fanatic Tubers. The top 10 anime where the main character is a legend, but no one knows about it. Did we miss anything? Make sure to tell us down in the comments below about any anime that would fit onto this list. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Have a legendary day, stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.